to be until we start that process. And so once that assessment's completed, I'll have them resubmit a proposal for the design portion and see where we are at on our funding for that project. But ultimately, the assessment obviously is going to identify our building deficiencies and allow for any critical repairs to the structure, to the roof system to be addressed, and it will prioritize what those items are so then we can utilize the remaining funds to the best we can. As far as long-term fiscal impacts, this project is in the 2026 budget right now. So when we wrote the budget this year, we did include those funds. They won't be fully expended this year, so there'll be some funds that will get carried over. I anticipate the assessment to be completed sometime in the winter. So we'll have a few buildings that'll occur prior to January 1, but the rest will be completed late winter. And so future, as far as the impacts, obviously we'll have to decide what those may look like as far as repairs. What realistically do we think we need to take on? We'll know exactly what the firm will decide as far as what's the most critical for us to continue having the pool operated at this time. So with that, stand for any questions you might have.
Denise? Long time coming, huh? And I'm assuming that part of that delay was simply leadership transition. I mean, I heard about this thing when I first came on and the previous director was there. What I'm mostly interested in is making sure we're all aware of how this fits, which is why you separated out the analysis from the design portion, how this fits within the larger scope, because it's a complicated planning process with a lot of different entities, right? So you've got the YMCA there that's been a great partner all these years, but that pool, let's face it, it just sucks at this point. And yet our high school swim team swims there, yada, yada, yada. YMCA is looking for a new facility, possibly to build it in the district. Who knows what's going to happen? But there is a lot of public land in District 2 around the YMCA. And quite frankly, very close to the YMCA is the Sheridan Community Center, which is facing its own analysis and planning. So I just want to, this is like the first step, right, of what will be a pretty long process and depending on a lot of other players before we figure this all out. Am I correct? Is that?
Sure. Yeah, okay. And we'll need to, obviously part of that process is internally we'll need to figure out in working with the consultants realistically what's the must to continue operating the facility as is right now, or what do we have that's 5-10 years down the road that we're going to need to be forecasting. So all part of this as well that I've been providing the firm so that they can get me an accurate proposal is I'm providing them all the original as-built, all of the maintenance from day one. Luckily, with the previous director's background in aquatics, he did a great job keeping records along with what the Y has. So assembling all of this information right now is going to be really helpful for us and honestly save us some money because then they're not going to have to look to the equipment to try to figure out, what has or hasn't been done yet. So we'll be able to save some money that way because of the records that we have got. But yeah, it's all going to be intertwined. I think the further along we go, the more not necessarily convoluted, but the more clear as we get along, we kind of know what our ultimate future might look like. And obviously, this is a community asset. This is the community pool. And even though the Y operates it, it is viewed as the community pool, and it's something that we do feel highly.
That history, that promise of that YMCA to be a community pool And it appears to me, I mean, I sat on that advisory council that you sit on for just a brief period of time, but I was really impressed with the services that they provide to our community, including those that just need a shower, to come in. So, okay, I think this is an incredible, was so thrilled to see this finally kind of get kicked into fruition or into gear. I know it's going to be a long, long process, but
Yeah, the RFQ went out in March of 24, so that was right about when all the transitions started happening. And obviously, as you know, we had Kitsap Lake, we had Haddon, we had Rose Plan, we had all these other projects.
Oh, yeah.
That get pushed through.
And quite frankly, this is huge. It's huge.
Well, I have some questions. The roof, is the roof only on top of the swimming pool?
Yeah, we would only be addressing the issues with the roof on the pool, which
on
is
the
our
pool.
building. Yep.
And
I don't know if you've been there, but there's essentially a hallway that connects the two buildings. The roof lines don't connect.
right. So this assessment will take 6 months, 8 months
Yeah, hopefully 4 to 6 months.
max. And so if at that time they say it's not worth rebuilding, then we just stop there and start planning a new pool or another place for our kids to swim, right?
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
want to
have to
throw
decide,
good money
yeah.
after bad is
No,
what I'm
yeah, and what we'll plan to do as part of the assessment is to have a presentation to the council to talk through that process and what that would look like. And obviously those detailed questions can be asked at that point.
Okay, so
Yeah, how realistic are we throwing money away, or is this money well spent? Obviously, we want to take that into consideration.
and so is the roof getting done before the assessment is done?
No, because part of the assessment is the roof.
Okay.
So the key elements that were identified in the roof and essentially the brickwork, so the exterior of the building, for that 199,000. So what we'll need to decide once the assessment is done is how do we want to proceed? We'll get some cost estimates as part of the assessment, so we'll see the full figure, what that would look like, and part of that would be what type of funding is going to be required for the roof.
Okay. There are other council members that have any questions?
Yeah.
Anna, go ahead.
Thanks. Thanks for making it really clear that yes, if the assessment proves that like it's not worth it, I'm completely with you on not throwing good money after bad. I had just two questions. One is for 100K, what are they gonna do?
That's the proposal I'll be getting, and that will be coming in front of council for approval. So
Okay.
once I receive that proposal, essentially they'll be looking at the entire structure, mechanical, all of the systems, everything to see what's working well and what needs to be fixed. This is a company, obviously because of the way they were ranked, does this
Yeah.
often. They're currently working on the Bainbridge Island project. And so they have a local project that we can use as a resource as well. But yeah, just really doing a full overall assessment of the building.
Seismic and everything?
Yes, absolutely.
Geotech.
Seismic testing, yeah.
The second and final question is, so you included these funds in the budget. You were figuring they'd come from the grant or a grant?
Yes, the grant, yeah, so essentially what's in front of you is the agreement with the Department of Commerce for the 299,000.
Okay, so it didn't come out of the general fund and don't have a windfall of 300K.
No.
Okay. That was it. Thanks very much. This will be
Yeah.
great. It would be wonderful if it was repairable. That'd be quicker. But
So,
Any other questions from council? How should we treat this item? Consent?
consent.
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, next it says I'm welcoming Public Works Project Manager Katie Ketterer, but I think she's on vacation, so Kylie, I think. Okay, great.
He's pretty tired.
following the lead. 14.
14. And so this is, not a new item. I think, you all are familiar with this request and how we got here is something I can go over, or it seems like everyone kind of remembers how we got here, which is that part, but, so the packet, Moses has gone out to the public to weigh in on this request. I think it's gonna be important that we work with this on general business so that people can make that a part of the evening next week. And so I'm happy to answer questions about what's in the packet, but otherwise I think we'll sort of have the course set on this one. It's going to be on general business. We're going to hear from the public, and then the council will be making a decision. Your decision next week could be to approve, it could be to deny, or it could be to continue to study. So the options for the council, of course, all of the things that we're able to do under Robert's rules and all of that. But I'm just saying that it's already set and noticed, and I think people are gearing up to be here.
Anybody have any questions? Anna?
Not really a question, just to comment for the record on the truly amazing volume of letters from members of the community in favor of this. I still just want to make sure that the people who live there are okay with it. They've been given a deadline of August 19th to submit their comments. So I just want to make sure that we consider those as well.
Sure, the council will consider all comments.
Yeah.
We do
I
have,
can't make a, I don't want to make a subjective determination of whether they're all okay with it. I'll leave that to you to make a determination based on the comments.
We've gotten
Mine are-
emails already
Yeah,
in
but,
months because it keeps coming back, so we have,
right, we have, but nothing like the volume that we have in the community.
correct.
right,
But
but
there's
we have,
only so many houses too.
Yeah.
right,
The
Right.
2 blocks are.
Mhm.
yeah, but the letters that we have that they're not in favor of are residents.
Yeah,
The letters that we have that are in favor of it don't live on the street. At least not yet.
right. That's the point.
And I want to say one of the super early on ones was a
Thank you.
business owner over there, not a resident. He rents one
Mhm.
of the businesses.
On 8th Street?
Yeah, on the corner.
Yeah, up by Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the ones, it was super early on in this process.
I'll search for that email, make sure it gets into the package.
Thank you. I did want to add that there was a late development after the packet was published, that the effective date might change, based on some conversations, to be later, perhaps next year, to give time for a transition at, community resources, but I don't have the exact, date. I don't know if, Jay has any.
The conversation that I had with Tony Ives was, he was hoping it would be like March or April for them to raise the fund, pay for the name change. But that when he talked with Dr. Lillian, she wanted it in January because she didn't want the momentum to stop, but I don't know how that affects KCR. Substantial amount of money it's gonna cost for them to change their,
So that's one
records.
that I'll try to, update. Right now, the resolution doesn't take effect immediately. I think that there had at least been a discussion to delay it to the first of the year, if not later. And so I'll try to change that. So you might notice in the packet that it's later. I don't think that from the city's perspective, that's a key issue. I think if the person who's making a request wants it to take effect later, that certainly, it doesn't change our cost analysis or anything like that.
They have to fundraise for it? Like, what happens if they don't meet their goals in fundraising and this has happened to them and you're like, so sorry you didn't reach your goal?
well, there's no city funding available for
Yeah,
it.
that's, if they have to fundraise for this, I think that's an amount that's different than I had heard. Well, I didn't hear anything for KCR. I heard the $20 for somebody's license and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but
Maybe Casey will be able to supply some more information.
Yeah.
I know Tony Ice has been at, I think I recall him speaking at the last the public opportunity to speak. I can't-
No,
Yeah.
I think he met with Jennifer and then he talked to me over the phone.
Okay.
And it was
Maybe
about,
he'll be
He
able
was
to-
at the open house though,
Okay.
like a couple Mondays ago, he was there, but I didn't hear anything about the monetary cost so great that somebody was gonna fundraise. I just feel bad if we make a decision, he's like, you're saying January, you're
Right.
saying March or April. If we make a decision and fingers crossed that you do this, if not, this is KCR, like this is an entity that's made for the community to help people, like, are we putting them in a tricky spot? I thought they were already talked to, and I thought that seeing Tony's presence and all these things was like, yay, we love it. But fundraising is that's a different conversation that's coming in.
They sent a letter of support, no?
no, they
They
didn't.
did not.
I thought they
No,
did, but
it was-
KCR did not.
Yeah,
send a
we've
letter
had
of support.
5, but they were not.
So may I ask a question?
Sure.
So, I'm trying to recall if we have any residents or businesses or neighbors in support of this change. And I do, I did. I had just a quick tag up with Tony and he shared with me the preliminary numbers, which are in the tens of thousands. I think about 30,000. But I'm just wondering, were there any in support of?
Jennifer?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Um, okay, sorry. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Honestly, I lost my voice 2 days ago, so I'm trying not to holler. Do we have any neighbors or business owners in support of this change that are on that block? I don't know that I saw any explicitly expressing support.
I'm not aware of any. Just the majority of the letters we got were like form letters and just listed their affiliation if they,
Right.
if they were somebody who used the Marvin Williams Center or somebody who belonged to specific churches, but I didn't see how any of the letters in support were listed as somebody who lived in this affected block.
I know. And I mean, I want to support this. I also want to make sure that folks are heard who live on those blocks, business owners, etc. And I was kind of sticker shocked when can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And there was a little bit of sticker shock when Tony showed me the preliminary numbers. And it was, I want to say, close to $30,000 for
Mhm.
name changes. That includes, it's changing letterheads, promotional materials. There's more than just, there's like WIC is in the building. There's also the staff time it takes to do all that, which was calculated in, and I was pretty surprised at that amount. I knew it would be a few $100s for the residents, and so I just wanted to echo that I am empathetic to that issue. That's all.
Thank you.
Anna?
Yeah, just, in New York City, right next to Fifth Avenue, there's an avenue called Avenue of the Americas. Nobody calls it Avenue of the Americas. If you send a letter to somebody XYZ on Sixth Avenue, it gets there. Sorry. We try to talk better English. So is there any way that a similar situation could happen here where PCR could continue being on 8th Street and receiving mail on 8th Street and the post office would be able to get that?
Like a USPS question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually would love to get input from.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I was gonna say, the memorial designation or honorary designation is not an official name change that
Right.
changes, just, that it doesn't change the postal address, so I'm not sure if maybe that would address the situation you're talking about, but.
So
yeah.
if they don't have to change their address on their letterhead and promotional material.
If it's
If
an
it's an
honorary.
honorary, they wouldn't have
Right.
to.
Right.
This
and-
isn't,
Yeah, not a request for an
Right.
honorary. And so I'm not sure if there's a separate process through the post office. Certainly
That
not
is
that I'm aware of.
important
Yeah.
Yeah,
data to
Tony
have.
made mention at the open house a couple of Mondays ago that there are certain things that if this was to go through, that the city would then take care of, and one of them is the post office. And then it was, and she wasn't sure about it, but she thought it was 6 months that you could have whatever address and there would be a forwarding on it. But after the forwarding period. It's just like if you've moved or anything like
No,
that.
we
Yeah.
had, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys recall, our address changed here.
So I don't think that they would be able to kind of just let it ride
No,
outside.
no.
Yeah.
I didn't, I thought.
No, I'm saying if they were like, if we still use our 8th, is it still gonna be there?
No, it's not that. so,
Yeah.
I'm just saying this has
No, I
been
know,
my
I wouldn't
entire
have
lifetime.
to.
Nobody has ever said Avenue of the Americas.
Is it, I don't know if it's, is it an honorary or is it actually?
No, it's like the official name of it, like nothing on it says 6th Avenue, but it goes 5th Avenue of the Americas, 7th.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that when our address here, and we went to having our mail, it used to be, was suite 600 and then we went to suite 100. And if you had it, our mail, if it was addressed to 600, we would not get it. And we're in the same building.
Yeah. Yeah. You should have some clout.
Well, I know it was just weird. It was like we didn't exist.
That might not be a bad thing. You know.
Did you have your hand up?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
Well, this goes back to kind of in front of your question. Like the residents that the potentially affected residents, they've been all like officially notified. Like,
Yes,
like okay.
there's a copy of it in the packet. If you wanted to see like what it looked like, what they got.
As long as it was pretty
This
clear.
came last week.
And the flyer on the
Yeah.
back that showed all the consequences.
So did that include all the tenants? Like when you talked to Mr. Adrian about the other issue?
He did say, yeah, he wasn't sure if he remembers getting 2 pieces of mail. And he does believe that one of them specifically came from the group that is asking for the address change. And then this one, he thinks it was from the city that he got just recently, but
Yeah, but I'm asking about his tenants. I'm not asking about the owner of the building.
yeah, no, as the owner, that was the only thing, and he has not discussed it with his tenants, but was not inclined to want to have costs for somebody else. His opinion was very neutral on his ownership of the property, said he didn't have an opinion either way, but he wasn't inclined to do anything that could be monetary detrimental to his tenants.
So what I want to know is when the letters went out from Katie Ketterer, did she send them to each tenant or just to the building owners?
I'm relying on what the agenda bill says, and it says that the city, formal letters were sent from the city on July 17th to all property owners and residents.
So they might have gone by parcel search and saw who owned it
Yeah,
and the address,
resident
and
at
then
the
the actual
address.
physical address got
Why
one.
don't
Yeah.
you do some field trip?
And
You know, knock on a couple of doors. Did you get this?
Well, I think when Ms. Ketterer gets back from vacation, we can ask her how.
Right. this is
In
gonna
depth
go
they
on
went.
this
Right,
week, so we can
right.
talk about it more than the answer questions. And like I said, the council has your normal
Mhm.
option spread on this, but it is. Conservation.
Okay, anybody else have any questions at this time? Okay, so we're gonna put that on general business.
Yes.
If I don't hear otherwise, last information that I have is that it was take effect January 1st. January 1st, 2027. I have that changed in the ordinance. It's just a little interlineation. So unless I hear other date that's different than that, that's what will be uploaded on
Okay.
Friday.
But we could always change that on.
It always,
Yeah,
Okay,
at the meeting.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have an information only presentation from our finance director, Mike Riley, here to present item B1. And I think I gave everybody copies of.
Yes.
Can someone hand extras to the audience if they want them?
Sure, you can get these.
Do we have this in our packet or email?
It was a handout, Jennifer,
and we gotta,
but there's a like,
Yeah, I believe it's
Packet.
included in the packet. It's
Yeah.
included in the packet as well.
Well, it's in the packet.
it is.
All right, so kind of pinch hitting a little bit for our recently exited legislative assistant or manager, office manager, help part of the survey. So a lot of questions, answers on the back end, how the survey went out, responses. I don't have all the data, but we did walk through this in finance committee, and Michael was there, so fill in any blanks, Michael, if you want.
Yeah.
But again, the survey went out. I think we got about 140 approximate responses, and there you go with the number now. Thank you. That's pretty good. That's off memory. So we walked through the survey, just look at the results. I'll kind of walk through some of the questions. I'm not going to go through everything. Survey's been provided. It's in the packet. If there's questions from council, happy to try to respond. My takeaway from the survey results is not a lot of biases in the survey. There's one question in here. I thought in the finance committee, we were kind of a couple aha moments of satisfaction from their community overall. It seemed like our community very satisfied with the city services they're receiving. So I thought that was interesting. Just seeing that. So that was good. I'm going to skip the first question. The first question asked about to move the arrows and adjust in priority rankings. If you see the survey, I don't think that gleans a whole lot. I think the way that question was asked and the way you were able to do there didn't really give you a lot of result because it looks pretty even across the board. It really was asking you to rank, but going to number 2, ask the city faces financial constraints. Which services areas do you feel should be protected? And you can look at the top 2 results: police and fire and EMS. The top two responses there. I think with the levy results, it shows that our community supports our fire EMS services, but those are the 2 standouts. And you can kind of ranking down. They're not in like order of nice if it was in order of top to bottom, but you have to kind of go through it. But again, street maintenance is in there, traffic and safety and maintenance and parks are your top 5. So, and again, all the results are here. If additional, yes,
and you included affordable housing in that
it is
top
in there.
5?
Yep,
Okay.
not in the top 5, no.
Because it looks
It's
perfectly
close.
even with parks maintenance and greater than traffic.
Yeah, I kind of rolled together, so I'd say within top 5.
Sorry to interrupt.
So
Sorry.
Question number
Thanks,
3:
Donna.
if additional resources become available, where should the city of Bremerton invest first? And you can kind of go down and take a look. Street and infrastructure maintenance was number 1. And again, fire, EMS, public safety, affordable housing is up there as well. And you can look at the graphic. And a lot of the questions return the same, similar results. Let's see. I'm not going to read through all of them. Next one, I'll do number 4. Many of the city of Bremerton departments support homeless response, and the city has provided funding to various community partner projects. The city relies on Kitsap County to coordinate a regional response and fund ongoing homelessness related services. Which statement best reflects your view? The first top of it is city should maintain its current role and level of funding. I would say the most responses was the city should play a smaller role and focus primarily on public safety. The second response was the city should play a larger role.
It's not a carrot.
So should play a large role even if additional funding is needed. So you can look at those two responses. Again, you can digest the survey as you want. Let's see. Just kind of roll ahead.
Take care of it.
We look at question 8. This is what I talked about. Overall, how satisfied are the city of Bremerton services overall? Overwhelmingly, the blue says they're satisfied. Next, the next highest one was somewhat satisfied, and then neutral the next. Then it's dissatisfied, and then very satisfied at the last. So, if you flip over to I think it's question. It's out of order, but I believe question 7 was a write-in. There's a bunch of write-in responses. I'm not going to read through those, but those are provided in your package.
Mm-hmm. I found those really interesting.
And that's all again, just walking through the survey, but the survey results are available.
I think it's really important that we do even more surveys with our residents, and hopefully, once the council office is fully staffed again, we can craft different kinds of surveys on more specific items instead of just making it so general, so that we are getting at least council's getting a good overall viewpoint from people who respond.
Yeah.
And we can leave the survey live longer. Also, it wasn't live very long.
we talked in committee about some of the questions, if they were dynamic, where if you were to, reduce services, where would you reduce it? If you want to you want to increase this one, where would you reduce from? More dynamic type questions would drive maybe some more conversation, or this, at the time, try to put this one out. Didn't want for that, or even the services we used to ask those dynamic questions weren't available. So.
Anna, go ahead.
Thanks. So I'm gonna scroll way ahead to question 14, which is how much money does your household make? What's your household yearly income? And when you look at this, over 55% of respondents are making over 100,000. So I think it'd be really interesting to look at these results in a format that correlated more closely to the $40,000 median income of the city of Bremerton.
I'm not aware that that's still our median income. I thought it was
It was in
70,
January.
40,000 was the
Per
median?
capita, my bad.
Oh, okay.
But still, over 100,000, that's,
Who did they count when they do a per capita?
it's the census.
But is this like adults,
No, it counts,
babies?
Yeah, wherever the money comes from.
if you're 5 years old, you count as a capita.
And if you're like
Per capita.
out there, if you're a cute kid, you're an influencer. I just think it'd be interesting to correlate these results to income. Like, what did the people who made less than $100,000, what were their responses like?
Well, I think it'd be more important to get more people to respond. I think that's the only way. I mean, are we gonna set up surveys that if your household makes 100,000, you can take the survey, if you make less?
No, just
Yeah.
with this raw data, we could do that.
But it's categorizing any data based on a demographic like that kind of gives me the ick a little bit, where you're
Yeah.
like, because
What are
you
you
can very
looking
easily
for?
say, I'm
What
not
are you
dealing
looking-
with this category of person, or I'm not dealing with this is, we don't know who took the survey, this is all the answers, this is everything. It has demographic questions in it, but when we start aligning answers to demographics, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable with that, just because then you can start looking at the lens of things, of
Yeah.
gravitating towards
Yeah.
something that
It would be
appeals to
interesting
you.
to look at how do the results vary by older people? How do they vary by length of time people have stayed here? All that data should be able to be correlated.
But I think,
But I get it. It gives you the ick factor.
well, people might not complete those questions. So,
Well, and I mean, like, if you just think about it, if I was taking the survey and you decided that there was no way you're going to listen to a 42-year-old, they don't have anything to add to the,
Oh.
oh, I'm 42, I'm talking about me. So like, if you did, you're like, oh, see your face. Then you start doing that and you do it with money or you do it with
all
something.
right,
It's like, ooh,
we're actually in the weeds and I
yeah,
participated in it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a future survey. We need to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yes.
I
The
also
data
think
here.
for the future, and I agree with your remarks on future surveys, and really don't think a normal statistical analysis is aimed at anybody. But just going right back to this, which is, it'd be really great to not just have a survey with a wider reach, but with, as you say, more specifics. Somebody who is trained in creating and delivering surveys.
Well, we don't have that.
We can put that on our list
We can
of
put it on the
of
list. but-
dreams to wish for.
Instead of
Great to have an
holding our
intern.
stocking.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
had an intern for. Okay,
Any other questions on this?
It's really interesting.
Okay,
are
thank
we
you.
planning to do this as like an open house or a meeting here at Norm Dix?
As part of the budget process or
Yeah.
something. Having these results available, probably.
We can have
Yeah.
the results are available for the public to read, but I wasn't gonna have a meeting for something that only 148 people participated in the city of 45,000.
I was thinking to get more results, but we would have no way of knowing if people had already picked in once. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Next, under general council business, can we get a report from Finance, Investment and Parking Committee?
Access.
that's
So actually, and everybody received this, correct? A new sort of document we're trying to kick out of,
I don't-
remember
I
seeing
don't-
that.
Okay,
No,
okay.
that's sent
We're-
out, but that would be,
Okay.
I don't, yeah, I don't.
This is the first one we've done, so
Okay,
we're planning to,
okay.
this is what we talked about last time.
Yes,
So, well, just, so it just kind of highlights some of those key pieces and.
Indicators, yeah.
And, I don't necessarily want to read through
Yeah,
them right now. But, actually,
Can you pass it around?
I'll pass that around. I couldn't get into my email. What else do we?
We talked about this survey.
Yeah, we spent a lot of.
That's why we
We
didn't.
spent a lot of time on the survey, which is why we have not a lot of questions on that. I did want to also just say, just like our priorities and goals, as we're discussing things, moving forward with anything, now we have another like sort of data point about, at least what respondents felt was a priority, whether that's to assure us the decision we're making, or maybe to get us to correct. And I think that was pretty much it for finance this time. So yeah, what we'll try to do is after we see that at the finance committee, we'll.
This got handed to us, so we didn't get an electronic
Right.
copy. I think that's
Mhm.
where.
Yeah, so we messaged and
Mhm.
instead of obviously,
Yeah.
I don't think it made it out, we can put it out there, but
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Can you
So
send
what-
this one out?
yeah, we'll send it through Christine.
Okay, thanks.
So one thing I want to make sure everybody got a copy of, I think they all got passed around. It was what are, the key priority areas that we identified in our joint planning.
That was the one I think I gave back to you, that had ready.
Sorry,
This was from our session.
Yeah, from our retreat
from our retreat.
In January?
that
Yes,
we're like,
Remember Arian?
you remember that?
This weekend.
And so it includes what, number 3, what the community budget priority survey came up with. So,
Is this gonna be the new?
yeah, we're
that's
gonna
gonna be
get
the
it
new.
printed in a bigger format and
Just-
and then of course,
Yep.
next year at our council retreat, we'll be completely updating this again. This is just
and we'll be a
general-
lot quicker on getting it printed and put up on the wall.
Yeah,
So where was the part in the budget priorities surveys that called for economic development and job creation?
there was some question, there were a bunch of people who thought that was important, that council do it.
The open-ended ones?
Yeah,
Okay. So, but parks maintenance isn't in here as a priority? Or affordable housing is there?
affordable housing
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It wasn't one of the top areas that aligned with our 27 priorities. And this is just, we
Yeah.
can modify this at will. This is like not. Okay.
Can I make one comment on this?
Sure.
Number 5. Sorry.
Number
you're fine.
5, yeah.
Yeah, the key priority areas, it seemed to me, that at that meeting, what we were saying was not so much serving people as prioritizing residents.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I'd like to
Weird wording.
change that one.
Okay.
Maybe just add the word our. Serving, so for services for our residents.
And the circulator bus, where'd that one come from?
We've been talking about that forever.
Yes, but we've been talking about traffic calming much longer and more often.
You know,
don't
I
remember
think
coming
that
up at the
this,
retreat.
I think
I
that
do.
it's been so long
Yeah. It's been
since we
8 months.
were working on this that I can't remember
Yeah.
everything that was up there.
Huh.
But this is the distillation of it. I mean, if you put it through AI, this is what it would spit out.
If you ask AI
Mhm.
how many days of the week have a D in them, you know what it says?
What?
4.
Which ones are they?
Oh.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
They forgot about the other.
Yes.
D and all.
The other three.
I I feel like we should talk about that though, because I feel like that's when I was on my soapbox about calling it the hammerhead bus and having it go in a big circle, and I wanted it painted like a hammerhead crane.
Yeah,
And
we
yeah, I
did.
know that we talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Anyway, well, you know what? Pretty soon we'll be doing them
We'll
for
be doing
next
it again.
year.
Mhm.
So let's get them up there and.
Yeah.
Well, because it's
Yeah.
one of the other options of how to spend money from the TBD.
I would have some very slight style things on this
Okay,
that I don't need to talk about right now, but
okay. Talk to me about it before we have it.
do you know what this was made in?
AI.
Oh,
Name
no,
I forgot, I mean, it's
Creative.
Canva. Canva is AI.
Well, Canva's
it
not,
is.
It has a lot of AI
but I
features in
could,
it.
I could edit things in Canva without using any AI. But
Is
this,
it personal style preference
Well,
or is it?
the things
Really?
I
We
would
haven't-
edit, honestly, I would get rid of all these numbers because it doesn't sort of make sense. That this doesn't make sense. It's like a title. Is this if these are in priority order, like fiscal oversight is more important than intergovernmental partnerships,
Mhm.
then I'm okay with the numbers. But if they don't mean anything, I would
Okay, I see what you
remove
mean.
the
I
numbers.
see what you mean.
Yeah.
This little two here seems weird also. But then,
Okay,
but then this has no sort of title, and then
Yeah.
the three here. It's just
yeah, get rid of the numbers.
minor but style.
Simplify
I
it.
nominate Michael to renovate the flyer.
I like this. We're gonna be staring at it for 2 years in 3x5 flow.
No, we're only gonna be staring at it
For a few months.
8 months.
And then we'll
We have another
have one
retreat
for next year.
next January.
And we'll get that sucker printed out right away for you.
So we don't even.
Could
have
we
to-
also have a non AI sub, like an
Yeah.
ad hoc committee?
Sure, you can put that together. If you have
For
if you
our
have 2 other
27,
people.
28 goals.
I mean, I've got too much going on. I'm not gonna be on an AI committee, but if you have 2 other council
Oh, that
members.
was tongue in cheek. So,
Okay,
thank you.
great.
Thank you. Now that you put me in charge of it, I'm like, it's a horrible idea.
yeah, I know. Okay, so next, Public Safety and Parks Committee briefing. Last meeting was the 4th.
We had the pool.
Yeah, which we obviously just talked about. What else we talk about at public safety or I know you weren't here, but didn't what there was-
Brian,
There's gonna
I
be
had
some,
2 items.
You had two. What was the other item?
must have been so
Do you have
important.
the minutes or the?
hey, I came through with a piece of paper.
You
And
can
that was
share.
like, I can't believe I had that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh.
If neither
There
the
also-
committee
there
chair
was some
nor
light-
the department
was-
director
there was
can
no- there was
remember,
nothing-
it
there was
must not
nothing
be
like-
that important.
Significant, so that's all I have.
This
Yeah.
summer was
Okay,
very
great.
significant for the fan zone. So that was one of the things they let us know, that they're going to debrief, come together, really analyze what
Okay.
happened with that. And so there should be more information, but it's like fresh off of that. So they're not, they haven't really done the full look back yet. for
Yeah,
both
it was a pretty
police
quick
and
meeting.
fire.
Yeah.
And that would be not just fan zone, but all of the special events.
Kind of Quincy Square. Well,
I was gonna say it was more geared towards that, just because that was so many events in a row that there's like lessons learned.
there's
I know
definitely
that
conversation
the
about
chief
all-
had a lot of comments that he gave me about Bridge Blast. Serious
Yeah, that might be
concerns.
lumped into it, just because I feel like it has been a summer of just one event to the next.
Mhm.
And it's been a lot of fun and promotion.
Okay,
May I ask about Bridge? Oh, never mind. I'll save it.
okay. So I'll give a brief report and then Denise can, well, first up.
Okay.
I'm the Housing and Homelessness Ad Hoc Committee.
Sure.
So I passed out copies of our application. It's still draft. I had sent this draft out
Oh.
for the UW Consulting Lab.
Mhm.
I sent this draft to all of our state reps and senators for support, comments, whatever. It was run by the Kitsap consolidated, what is it called? Kids Up Housing
Housing and Homelessness
Coalition.
The actual coalition, not the Facebook group.
Yes.
The actual,
The one
Yeah.
that meets every
yeah,
Yeah,
every month on the.
yeah.
Katie Sharp's the chair, so
Yeah.
they reviewed it also. So,
There are people interested in being partners.
I was gonna say feedback, no,
Temperature? I haven't heard back from any of the reps yet. I only sent it out on Friday to all of them. And Katie Sharp, they just did a really quick one because they had like a 30-minute meeting the day after we got the draft finished. So they didn't have any problems with any of it. They wanted to digest it a little bit more. And we have till the end of the month to send it out. I, of course, would like to send it out a little bit quicker so it's at the top of the list.
So, okay, usually when I've gone for grants, when they say give us 3 to 4 sentences, they really mean it.
It's not a grant.
It's
a study.
We're trying to
It's a
win.
project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's all, like the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Follow these, follow.
Okay.
Nice to have a plain language version of this.
I'll run it through AI and ask
Okay.
it to do plain language.
what, eighth grade,
Oh, God.
in particular, or?
Everything. The language is wooden, it's filled with passive voice. It uses $5 words where a 50-cent word would do just fine. It's written in the language that I think will be acceptable to the UW.
Mhm.
So,
I agree.
yeah,
I hope they have more than 8th grade education.
Yes, I do too.
I would assume so. Yes.
Yeah, these are grad students.
Yeah. Still, it'd be good to have it. But if you can run it through AI and tell
I'm
it,
not gonna run it through AI.
all right, you promised me and then you let me down. My heart is crushed. Okay.
Denise, did you want to add anything else? to the
No,
ad?
no. I mean, do we just want to make sure that this keeps moving forward during this transition and it doesn't get, lost in the cracks?
Yeah.
But this should be a really good tool of data and analysis ultimately for our county and state and a lot of stakeholders to use. I can really see a lot of potential with this.
Yeah, it's not just Bremerton focused.
No,
At
it's
all.
really figuring out how to fund, how the landscaping of how to really make sustainable choices around, providing services. And I think it's the answer to what we're dealing with here in Bremerton and the county's dealing with. I don't see any risks really with this at all. It's really good data, and let's face it, UW is probably one of the best research partners we could have locally to be able to have their expertise involved in this. I saw Doug Washburn yesterday from the county at the grand opening for the respite center, which is, by the way, something can be really built in 2 or 3 years that is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God.
That's a good job.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Good food too.
Yeah. So
A lot of people
yeah.
commented on the chicken skewers especially.
For me, the meatballs.
You have to be careful.
I just want to put it on the record that, thank you guys for like finding this and pursuing it. I think it's, instead of wringing our hands about the death spiral, I think this is a really smart move forward. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, we're asking for ways to work better with a lot of the nonprofits and social service agencies because a lot of stuff's being duplicated and people don't know what others are doing. So hopefully by them doing this study, we can all work together better. Okay, Anna, can you give us a report on Kitsap Community Resources?
Yeah, so our last meeting was in June.
Oh,
Um,
they take the whole summer off?
no, they take July off and they meet on the 3rd Thursday of the month. So
Mr. Ives told me you met on the first Friday of the month. So maybe there's another meeting that he doesn't invite you to.
Maybe it's executive committee and
that's
regular
totally okay
board.
by me.
Okay, so last meeting was in June. Any
Yeah,
new
and the
then?
next meeting will be August 20th. It's the retreat, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we picked up 3 prospective new board members who were approved by email. Commerce came to KCR last year and had deep concerns about how far behind they were with their audits. So the expected 2024 audit completion, the audit for that year is July 15th. So we'll find out in a couple of weeks if that happened. And the 2025 audit is scheduled by September 30th, also this year. So it seems like they're really catching up.
So I can ask you a question.
I was gonna say, good question.
So we are audited by the state of Washington.
Right.
So how is PCR audited? Is it the Commerce or?
Through Commerce, and then
They hire an auditor, I think,
they
too.
have an auditing firm to present
Yeah.
the results
Right.
to, and their old auditing firm kind of fell apart, so they had to get a new one, which is one of the reasons there's been delay. They really have been.
We
trying
were
to get
behind
on
at
it.
one point, right? But we're caught back up.
So-
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out how they got that far behind. Okay, Christy, you had
Just
one.
so.
Are they planning on making this public? Because they do not have public disclosure. Like if you ask them for documentation, they tell you, like, I got an email that said no, and we're a nonprofit. And you're like,
That's correct.
okay, that's.
That, I checked that information, Chad Enright backs it up, and Nick Brown backs it up. So
So even if you get over 50%
gonna
of
say
your
it is-
money from
that's
public
correct.
sources?
That's correct.
Huh,
Well, those public sources might require audits or things like that
Right, but
to get those funds, and then once they were turned into the state, then they would become public record.
to answer your question, I can't say they will be part of the KCR packet.
But it's Department of Commerce that's doing it, so we could,
The
potentially
Department of
ask
Commerce is
Department-
overseeing.
so we could potentially ask them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have disclosure.
Yes.
They do, yes. But yeah, Nick Brown's office, that's as high up as I can go.
Got a different opinion from them, but that's
You
okay.
did?
Yes.
Because I called several times. Anyhow, we
Yep.
can discuss this at some future point. because
Director Riley has his hand up in the
I'd
back
like to
over
hear
there.
this.
They're required to submit their audit to us because of funding agreement. So once that's complete, we require it every year and they're behind. Once we have that available.
KCR is
Required to submit to city Bremerton because of their funding agreement. Their audited financials, the financials are audited by a private CPA.
Yeah.
Do a compilation that you prepare and audit their financial health. And they're required to submit that to the city every year.
Just
So-
for, sorry,
So,
after you.
and so every year we receive that, we have not gotten that, we can review, once that's to the city, it's over.
You don't have the 2023?
No, we do not,
That's complete.
we do not have,
They haven't filed them with
I've
the city
been
yet.
told multiple times that it is complete.
they have not.
Okay.
So we do put requests in, so, but it does become.
That's good to know,
it
Mike.
does happen.
Okay.
It is good to know.
Require it, but if they don't give it, then we
And
still give them
this
money.
is for the entirety of their activities or only for those activities
So
which are,
entirety of the vote.
okay. All right, okay.
Satisfied, thank you.
So Commerce came to Head Start, and had difficulties, Commerce through the county, Kids Have Housing, and Homelessness Coalition. And they had 2 areas of non-compliance, governance and finance. The corrective action plan was outlined for them. They are now back in the box. And if you guys want, Bulldogfish. The details on any day now. Hang on, sorry.
doesn't look like that iPad's very easy to operate.
No, this one,
Two moving parts.
oh, it signed me out.
My
Very
laptop
nice.
is mad at me today.
Maybe you need one of these heavy Dell.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going here, but they are paying back, either $200,000 or $300,000, this summer, or have already paid it, like July, August. And then in September, they are paying it, or in October, they're paying an additional 500K. So Head Start is backing compliance.
So paying them back, who's giving who money?
Okay,
Is it KCR has to pay back somebody, or does Commerce have to pay KCR?
if I had not attempted to get you the additional thing, I would be totally on it, but so give me 1 sec and I'm with you. You are so irritating. Okay, can we move on to something else?
Sure.
And come back to me so that I'm not holding up the whole meeting while.
Or we could even wait and get another report because your meeting's coming up at the end
Yeah.
of August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Yeah.
really huge that's happening. The Manette transition is continuing very slowly. I'm going at the retreat to ask if I can become secretary again, or somebody who can take good minutes, because these minutes are like questions were, Anna and Chad asked questions and they were answered. So these are not the most helpful minutes. So if I have it in front of me, I can supplement. Anyhow, sorry about that there.
All right, so I'm not sure if you all saw the email from Visit Kitsap Peninsula. It showed that lodging tax revenue for Bremerton is up 14.32%. And that we had like 80, I believe it was 80% occupancy this summer. It didn't,
Is that?
it's because
like
the rates, it's
From like,
last year.
okay.
So what
so
it
year
means
over
is,
year, same time period.
yeah, it's not necessarily more people, it's higher rates. That's the way
Oh,
I
so the
interpret it.
dollar is up.
Yeah.
She should be able to find vacancy rates though too. Hey, can she
Well,
break
I
out-
have occupancy,
can she-
countywide occupancy was 62.4 and short-term rentals
And
was
ours was 80.
for that month.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah,
So she can do county and Bremerton breakout.
She can spit out
Yes.
some
I
good
haven't seen
reports.
this yet, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
and short-term rentals were just about 60%. But the top 5 cities of origin for tourists are Port Angeles, Portland, Oregon, Bellingham, Spokane, and San Diego. So,
San
Port
Diego,
Angeles.
maybe. Yeah. Interesting.
Hey,
hey, we're like the big city. Have you ever been to Port Angeles? I mean, I love Port Angeles.
I mean, the whole peninsula used to come here basically to go to our mall.
Mhm.
There's not much left of it. but-
I like the Dioxin Divas who parade regularly with their boas in Port Angeles. That's always been a feature.
The Crab Fest is $60 a crab this year.
Chimney.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Yep.
So you can look online, the lodging, LTAC is live, the applications and the reports that we've gotten so far are, they like the new application. It's easy to read, it's very thorough, so looking forward to that.
Thanks to everybody involved. I know that Lindsay, I think, was involved in it, and
Yep, Lindsay has been a lot of
Yeah.
help, and Christine and Anne, of course.
yeah,
And, then they worked with Angeline too, so she was very helpful too. And so both Denise and I, and Anna, I thought saw you driving in too, that we all went to the open house for Peninsula Community Health Services.
Yeah.
Medical respite. It's incredible. They've thought of everything. There's gonna be 2 live-in staff. They have, it's either 21 or 22
21.
patient rooms, 2 of them isolation rooms. They have different meeting rooms for like if they're having group, like an NA or AA type meeting. They have a full medical clinic. They even have a lab in there, so they can do most of their own lab work.
Incredible.
They have a rooftop deck, so people who are living there can go out
Is it,
and see the night sky.
occupied yet? Is it?
No, it
been
actually
having a dry
opens on
run.
the 17th. They've been doing a dry run
Yeah.
through
Few
using
people.
hotels,
Yeah,
for a
Yeah.
few people. And then they have a really big day room that people without homes and other people can go in during the day as long as you're well behaved and it's nice. They have big TVs, tables, board games. There are a lot of people there. I mean, I got there at 11 when it opened, and I'd say there was at least 150,
oh
200
yeah, the
people.
place was packed.
Yeah,
Our BPD was there, our city attorney was there.
fire was there, fire was there,
Yeah.
building department was there, but all the different agencies, everybody who had a finger in it was there. From the contractors who worked on the building, they had before and after pictures of
Well,
the
and
building
you know
they've
what that
been-
building was.
Yeah,
So folks, you just have to, I stood there and I thought, I know what that building was before.
Yeah.
So they took one of those buildings that we have in Bremerton, right? And this was about the same time all this happened with the ARPA money. And, the mayor came to us and told us about the respite center project, and we made that decision to award that ARPA money. And that was 2-3 years ago. It's open. It's a medical facility. I mean, so what they had to go through to get that thing up and running. 22 beds.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've taken an eyesore in downtown Bremerton and turned it into something beautiful. I mean, that's what can happen. That's what can happen. So I just sat there and was in awe of our community being able to come together and very proud to be a part of the city that helped make it happen. So
I made the front an art installation.
it's an art installation. Yeah,
I
yeah.
go extra fast to see.
to see if you can make them spin faster.
In your truck, you could.
The flash pass.
You have a truck.
You get a little mesmerized by the art installation, though. It's a little.
That there'd be a community day room.
There is.
I spoke to 8 different PCHS staff, including Bryn, Felix, and it's available for the residents.
I think they're starting it out that way.
Yeah, but
Is what I heard. Yeah.
but that was their intention, that whole building is to serve the population without homes and other people. So it's not just that, but
They do have to care for, the safety, of course, of their residents and all of that.
I totally understand it. I was just saddened by it, that's all. Because, I have this thing about the day tent.
Yeah.
well, I think that's coming. So as long as they can afford the security for it. So that's an issue. Okay, next, is anyone interested in joining Denise and I at the? Pardon? Did you have something?
Jennifer, was that you?
I don't know. I'll have a go to the order. That's my hands raised, but I was listening to you. I'm sorry.
Okay, yep, we're still going on. Is anyone interested in joining Denise and I at the Take Car Target Housing Summit on Wednesday next week? 8:30 to 11:30 at the Kitsap Golf and Country Club. It's free, but we have to have Christine register us within the next few days. Give them notice.
You never know what's going to happen at those meetings.
That's true, but no.
Thank you.
No, thank you, yes.
And then we all received an email from We Train Washington inviting us to meet with them individually, but I called them and talked to them and that it really wasn't under council purview, but that they should contact Kita, and they had never heard of Kita, so I think they're gonna, I sent them information on how they can reach out to Kita.
So wait a second, you've been getting things directly to you and it hasn't just been Miss Councilmember Camerata? Because I felt very special.
Well, I answered. No, they did send it to me individually
Yeah.
too, but
Right.
The wonderful sales technique.
yeah. Okay, so we have anything for good of the order right now?
Jennifer does.
Go ahead,
Anybody wanna hear
Jennifer.
The rest of Casey? Ray?
Yeah, thank you.
No.
So I know that we've had some staff turnover, not just within our office, but other offices. Two of my residents who have been proponents for Willow Street, would love an update. And Director Berthume or Director Riley, are you in a position to update Mr. Kennison and Mr. Yandell by chance about any changes that we could do to assist them? And is there any way that we can maybe have MPark do some extra checking on that block for us for the vehicles?
Yeah, I basically wrapped up the package on my end and through turning it into a permit required.
Oh, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you. Thank you. Uh-oh.
You know,
It's not really a good of the order.
as requested, we looked at the issue on the street and through the petition from the property owners. We turned it into, or I designated as a public works director, I designated it as a parking permit required section of Willow. So once I'm done with that, it's designated, it would go to the contract manager, who is now Mike. And since that transition occurred, it slowed down a little bit, but it's still coming.
Yeah, still coming. So we just got that from Chance. Yeah, from Chance. So yeah, it's an offer. Not much that I divulge yet, but with the community
Okay.
members, let them know. Yeah, it's in progress. It's in process.
Yeah, I'm just asking now. I know that they're going to come to our next city council meeting, and so I thank you for your update.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Are there any other good of the orders
Yeah,
for tonight? Go ahead, Anna.
thanks. So what's the status of, I know we've sent out an in-house for not a replacement, but someone who filled a legislative office manager position.
I'll tell you what I can. We have 4 internal candidates that are interested
Nice.
in the position. So we're going to interview, and the interview committee is me, Denise, and Michael. And we're interviewing all 4 people next Monday. And hopefully by the end of the day, Monday, we have some consensus, and then we would bring it to council on Wednesday so that we could do
Awesome.
an offer to whoever we feel is the best candidate. But I feel we got some really strong internal
I'm
candidates.
feeling really good. Council's not so bad after all, know?
Yeah.
Attractive
Yeah.
for it's the cool place
Nice.
to be.
And then my second and final for good of the order is the Transportation Benefit District. I was talking to City Attorney Fennel. And it does appear. Okay, I can keep going, sorry.
I like the whole presentation. I told you I wasn't ready to talk about it today, but
Okay, so just,
we'll say we should talk about it very soon.
yeah,
It's what I've been working
Like
on.
before Friday.
before Friday would be good. There is, of course, the time constraint, but it's also, it seems really clear that as long as there is a plan for what is done with this money, it can be, it appears, remember, I didn't go to law school, that we could have a pool of just that TBD money, and it would only go to certain things that we had designated.
True.
Yeah.
That's how the law works.
Well, the current, tag fees are going into what fund?
Transportation capital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Transcap.
so it can't be used for maintenance. Okay,
Yeah, then
so you can improve as a capital project, but you can't maintain. You can do maintain even though it's called capital.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool and good. That's all. I just would like to make sure that we don't lose momentum on that.
As I'm drafting it right now, the ordinance itself is gonna be really broad so that the council maintains a lot of flexibility and can shift with the changing needs as you see fit. But in that vein, what we're talking about is that, since you do have a lot more flexibility, it's not just certain types of projects, like capital projects, things like that, and that you can revisit that every year and designate how you want that money.
As priorities change.
Okay, does anybody else have anything for good of the order?
These two kids having Scene Fest were pretty great on Friday.
Film festival. this weekend.
What?
The film festival.
Oh, wait, you had that film
A
festival.
lot of people,
Oh, yeah, that little film festival.
150 people come to the Friday night movie.
It was pretty
Yeah,
stressful.
it was good. It was really fun. I was there and
Yeah.
it was a blast to see local stuff, the Olympic College scenery, the scenes from the Roxy while I'm in the seating. Thanks for the referral for that, Michael.
So these are like really like not how we think of tourists in the LTAC sense, but it was like, people from far-flung places like, Green Drive or like Warner Road.
There were definitely
who were
state folks.
thrilled about stuff that was happening downtown. I'm sorry, Mike.
No, I just said there definitely are people. We get usually not international travel, but we get national travel for sure and international submissions.
Our national travel.
So that
Heads and
is-
beds, baby.
That would be something that would be eligible for LTAC funding. So.
Just
Great
like
example.
kids, they looked like kids at a carnival. It was pretty thrilling.
Okay, is that it?
Yep.
All right, the next council meeting will be Wednesday, August 19th, starting at 5:30 in the first floor meeting chambers of the Norm Dix Government Center. The public are invited to attend in person or remotely. Details on how to participate can be found by visiting the council webpage and clicking on the council alert at the top of the city council webpage. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.